Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi, Jai Savidan, Jai Bharat. Welcome you all once again to MNT News Network. Today is Sunday, and as all of you know, every Sunday we are organizing various sessions in English, particularly in English, and we are discussing various current topics that are going in the field, and we are inviting various people from the different industries, different background, different sectors, and we are discussing the important developments that are going on in the field. As you all of you know, recently one of the Tamil film, Talangan, it was launched, and it has created again a spark in the film industry as far as the overall film industry is considered. And there are a lot of reactions between the people because in many of the areas it has not got the screens, and it is not available in many parts of India as well as other parts of world. Why all these things are happening, and particularly as far as the cinema industry is considered, we can see the dominance of particular caste or particular people, particular society, even in the Bollywood industry, in particularly in the Indian cinemas. But if we see in the recent past, there are some changes, and South Indian movies are basically there is a rise in the South Indian cinema, and which is representing a paradigm shift in the global movie trends, whatever it was happening. It is challenging the dominance of the Bollywood and redefining the landscape of the Indian cinema. With its diverse storytelling, talented artists, cultural richness, and technical excellence, South Indian cinemas has captured the imagination of audiences worldwide, and it is paving the way for the more inclusive and dynamic film industry. So today we are going to discuss about this particular topic. As we see, the today's topic for discussion is why South Indian movies are overtaking Bollywood movies. Because if we see particularly South Indian movies from Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu, these has a different impact in this industry, film industry, Bollywood industry. Even if we see in 1952 onwards also, there were movies made on the social aspect like Parasakti. Later on, we can see Periyaram Perumal, Kamraj. There were Jai Bhim movie, Kala movie, and recently this Talangan movie. So there are various movies which has created history and which has created impact on social this total overall Indian Bollywood cinema. So we thought of discussing this particular issue. So we had with us today Mulnivasi Ramdas Kadavallur sir, who is a director of film director, and he had joined us from Kerala. Sir, welcome to MNT News Network. Jai Bhim.
JB.
Yeah. So basically, as I was saying, there is a paradigm shift in the overall Indian movies, particularly Bollywood sector, as well as the overall social overall film industry sector. So, as far as today's topic is considered, and the recent developments we can see for the last 15 to 20 years, there is a very paradigm shift in this industry. So, and particularly South Indian movies are making their own market. So, first we would like to know from you why these South Indian movies are becoming more and more popular than the Bollywood movies.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting to the discussion. It's a very important topic, and I think it has, I mean, different aspects of this has to be discussed. If you ask me about whether the Bollywood is still dominating in the films, I will say it is yes, because if you see the revenue for the top 10 movies from the, I mean, I'm speaking based on the market share kind of thing. So from the internet data, what we are seeing that out of the 10 movies, 4 films are from Hindi only. It is not South Indian movies. And if you see again, it comes to the Telugu movies, not the Tamil or Malayalam movies. So if you see the industry share, the market share, yeah, one thing is true that South Indian movies are dominating and they are making their own market and creating a market revenue. But at the same time, it is still the Bollywood is also have the same share. It doesn't mean that some movies movies, one or two or three movies are dominating from South, it doesn't mean that the entire Indian film is behind the South Indian movies. It is not true. According to the market share, I'm speaking. But at the same time, if you see the storytelling aspects or the kind of stories with the South Indian movies are selecting, the kind of social aspects they are following, the kind of especially about the cast or about the other aspects of the life or whatever the history. Bollywood, if you compare to the Bollywood, South Indian movies are creating or trying I mean, to approach the stories in a different way. I mean, in the initial in the intro speech, you said about this Tangalan. So if you see the Tangalan movie, the Tangalan is what actually did that. It is not speaking about no what happened there. It is not like that. They bought the social and the cost and the angle. So I mean, at the same time, it's a purely commercial. A good marketing team was behind that movie, and they did. I mean, they made a very huge impact in the theaters itself. It was it made a good revenue from all states all over the world. It created an impact. So I mean, if you speak about one or two movies, it is happening. But if you see the entire market share, it is not actually from the market report. It's not true. Still, the Bollywood movies have their own market. And again, if you come to the movie share from the South Indian market, if you see it goes to Kalki, the movies like a Kalki, because of the technical kind of thing. So if you speak about that technical aspect, the Telugu movies are technically brilliant. They made very very good technically brilliant movies. So now I think most of the technically brilliant movies are happening from Telugu, and Kalki is the top. It's on the top chart. It's on the top chart. So but again now that the difference is not there. Like people are watching South Indian movies also and the Bollywood movies also. Earlier, for the Bollywood, there was a dominance. There was a dominance in the market. Like, okay, people will watch Bollywood movies, will watch Bollywood only. But now it is not like that. If a good South Indian movie is there, people they apart from the I mean the language or from whether it is South Indian or North Indian or from the Hindi or so that barrier has gone. Now, if it is the movie is good and if it speaks in a good cinematic language, it has a I mean it can if that is able to create a better I mean audience. This thing people are going and watching the movie. So and I think Bollywood is still having their own share, but at the same time it's not like a competition. It is just like it's a sharing of the market. Like, and if it is a good movie, then people will go and watch. This is what I mean I'm reading about it. Yeah.
Right, right. Right, right, right. Yeah, correct. Basically, if we the overall revenue point of view and overall contribution point of view and the number of movies point of view, if we see, definitely Bollywood movies have a stake. But what we were thrust of the discussion point was that what you said of the dominance. So particularly when the film industry was started, this film industry was made with some objective or bringing or taking the message to the society or bringing awareness point of view. And if we see the earlier film industry, they were creating a huge impact on the human social mind, and they were dominating and controlling the human minds, particularly if we see the belief in God or belief in particular faith or creating a customs or in this sort of things if we see, definitely there is a change. Means earlier whatever the basic objectives were, there is a change, and for this change has been brought up by new concept developed by the South Indian movies, and definitely they have a different aspect, a different goal or different objective. So from that point of view, we are discussing. So what I mean to say, we would like to know from you basically the concept or the impact this film industry was creating at the earlier days and in the current scenario. How do you see this difference? Means the change in the film industry thinking or ideology. How do you see these changes in recent movies as compared to the earlier movies?
Yeah. Uh, I think if you compare the Bollywood movies altogether, like over the past several years when the Bollywood started and Hollywood, so if we classify the movies based on the language, like Hindi movies or the movies happening from the mainland, like Mumbai, Maharashtra mainland, and Bollywood, so far Bollywood, and the Kollywood, like the Tamil films, and again the Mollywood, if you see the Malayalam movies and like that. So if we compare that way, I think always, I mean, the South Indian films were many times. I mean, if you see the history itself, it has, I mean, shown a courage for standing and speaking for the South. I mean, the social kind of thing. It has a history of doing. If you see the I mean, in Tamil film industry, we have in Tamil Nadu they have, I mean, chief ministers from the Tamil film industry, because there was I mean, film was a part of the politics too. Whether, I mean, whether are you supporting such kind of politics, or whether the film people, film, I mean, personalities are entering to the politics with that, I mean, dilemma, or with the whether it is okay or not. That is a different kind of discussion, different discussion. But at the same time, it always stood with the people's need, and the South Indian films were, I mean, were shown that, because what I felt the difference between the Bollywood was always, I mean, prominent on bringing the business. It was connected to the business. How much if when we speak about the market share, the box office, or all these terms came from the Bollywood. Like maybe it is from the Hollywood, but Hollywood it transferred to the board. When you speak about the impact of a movie, a Bollywood always speak about the box office. Now our discussion also started with the box office success, but South Indian movies are not behind the box office, though they made with the box office hits, but they were behind. Most of the filmmakers also and the films also were shown the courage of, I mean, speaking for the society, bringing that social elements to the this thing. So if you so now at this point, when we speak about, I think there is a need of South to speak loudly, I mean, for the politics. Because if you see the Indian politics, I'm speaking about the politics of India. In India, if you see the separation, when the BJP government is in power, and they are in power for many, now this is the third term there, I mean, ruling the country. So always the South needs a, they wanted to speak, So I think South now, I mean, especially the Tamil cinema, and the kind of films, when what we are discussing about the social mechanism or social causes, such films, even small films are happening, not the big films. We are discussing about the very big films, but I have many filmmakers from my, I mean, Kerala also, and from the Tamil Nadu also. I can have tell you number of films which is not in our the box office list, which may not hit in the theaters. Even my film I didn't release in theaters, but that has traveled to the many film festivals. I have many filmmakers when they are making the films just for the need of making films, not for making any box office hits. So the South Indian industry always, not the film industry I'm speaking about, the South Indian films or the filmmakers from South India were always, I mean, shown the courage to speak for the social causes. Whether they made the big box office hits, or, I mean, that has a history. But if it comes to the Bollywood was always dominant and behind the business. That is why if you see the Bollywood industries, Bollywood film industry, most of the films were entertainment. like they speaks about the for the entertainment, that they made for the purpose of entertainment, entertaining people, bringing business to the industry. So the revenue share and the market share for so more, there are reasons also, like why they made such films and all. There are reasons. So I'm not telling about all Bollywood films are made like that. It is not like that. Even this year also we have the movies like Lapata Ladies, and it's also one of the most discussed movies. So we have some good number of Bollywood films also, but mostly Bollywood was, I mean, focusing on the business and entertainment. At the same time, South was, though the business was there, though the entertainment was also a part of that. But again, if you come to the Tamil film, because Tamil made like in recent the culture, what the film culture now recently, I mean, what we are witnessing, Tamil has a Tamil, especially the filmmakers like Paranji, I mean, other filmmakers. So the movement like Paranjit made, or Vetrimaran, or the filmmakers like. So these filmmakers are having a I mean, the present, what we are speaking about, the dominance or what, they have a, I mean, role on bringing that change, I hope. So, I mean, so this is also very important. And if you in Bollywood, always the films are behind the stars. Like we have the Amitabh Bachchan movies, or Amir Khan movies, or Salman Khan movies. But if it comes to the south, we have Mari Selvaraj movies, we have Paranjit movies. So here, if you see, it is mostly. I mean, I'm not. I mean, not speaking about we don't have the Rajinikanth movie. We have the Rajinikanth movie also. We have the Vijay movie also. But at the same time, there is a space for the filmmakers here, and the voices of the filmmaker is more important than the actor. That is why Paranjit was able to bring Kala, the movies like Kala. He is inviting Rajinikanth to act in the film, but at the same time, the filmmaker has a stand in that. He is not, I mean, depending on the actor. The actor is depending on the story and the filmmaker, and ultimately the voices of the actor is voice of the filmmaker is coming out.
Correct, correct. Definitely, sir. So basically, these changes or this dominance or difference, what we see in the Bollywood and the South Indian film is definitely they have their say. Directors have the say, and they can dictate or they can bring out what they want or what is their basic thinking behind this. And if we see as far the social movement is considered, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, specifically Kerala got Narayan Guru sir and Tamil Nadu Periyar sir. So basically, they have a background of social ideology somewhere in the behind the thinking, and definitely somewhere this ideology is also reflecting through the films, and they are trying to bring that through the films these ideas or ideology. So basically, how do you see or how what you can say how these different movies as far as Andhra Pradesh is considered or Malayalam movies are considered or Tamil Nadu is considered. How do you see the impact of such films by giving some examples? Can you please elaborate that they are bringing the social awareness in the society through the help of this film or behind or with the help of this film?
If you speak about the Malayalam movies regarding the social awareness part or socio-political part, so I mean, let us come to the word like socio-political. The socio-political part, if you ask about the Malayalam movies, I have a critical position. Like I have some, I mean, no critic stand upon it, because see, Malayalam started speaking recently, very recently. It started speaking. Some good movies started speaking. Even if you see during the COVID period, Great Indian Kitchen has released. So I mean, now I mean, we can see number of films that happening which speaks for the social causes or the socio-political aspects of the, I mean, the society. Or some films started speaking about the caste and this thing. It's happening right now. But at the same time, over a period, Malayalam film industry, I have a very critic position about the socio-political guy, because Malayalam was also behind somewhere. Somehow they were also behind the kind of entertainment. But at the same time, one thing has happened in Malayalam because we have good literature background. We have good collection of literature, stories. It has the over the period. If you see the elaborate the history of Kerala, it has a history of the literature. We have the literacy rate of Kerala is very high. Even now we are claiming about 99.99% like that. So I mean, literacy rate is high. We have number of publications, number of books. So we have a background of good literature. We have very good writers are from Malayalam. There are very good number of writers. We have good number of novelists, good number of novels. Whether it speaks for, I mean, if you again come to the I mean discussion whether I mean all these we are I mean no praising the kind of literature, whether that was also for the social causes. If you see, then again there are some critic kind of thing in that thing also, if you speak about in particular. But in general, we have number of good literature. You can see number of writers I mean are from and again we have in Kerala, we have a good connect with the Bengal movement, like what was happening in the Bengal films, like because in if you see the Mrinals and or I mean Hritik Khattak or the Satyajit Ray, so we were Malayalam films are also having that, like we were having Adur or Arvind, like many number of filmmakers were here. So I mean these films were traveling to many film festivals like that. So in Malayalam, the though it didn't it was not with the social cause, or the aim of making that movie was not social, not for any social cause, or not to speak social element also. But again, since the influence of the good literature was there, they made very beautiful movies, very good movies, very simple movies, very good movies. The very if you compare to the Bollywood movies and all, here actually people are telling that our actors are very realistic actors, realistic acting, realistic kind of thing. So people like the way Malayalam films speak, I mean kind of comedy, or whether it is a tragedy movie or comedy or kind of things. So there were life moments, the moments, the beautiful life moments were there. We were having beautiful love stories, the beautiful I mean songs. So it's a good packed films, so beautiful films. But it was not made for any social cause or social change anything. But Tamil was not like that. Tamil was a reason for standing for. So the history of Tamil Nadu also connected with the Tamil film industry. And again, if you comes to Telugu, I think Telugu is bringing very big challenging movies, technically brilliant movies. But at the same time, we see the movies like RRR is also happening from Telugu. The movies like RRR. I mean, it's a different. Though it is bringing some historical element, but again, I would say that it's lying, or it's a misinterpretation of the actual history. So I mean, so whether the film is technically good or not, that is a different thing. But whether the social cause is, I mean, whether it is made for the social cause, I have. But we have good films in good independent films. We have very good documentary films, very good small films, very good simple films which travel to. So if you search these films in the box office market, may not be there in the list, but we have number of films both in Kerala also, Tamil Nadu also. So actually I think all the parallel movement happened in South Indian films only helped them to bring very good successful movies also in box office.
Right, right. Sir, you had also directed almost three documentaries, and you are always already working on different projects. So, can you just brief our audience about your overall work that has been done, and all these documentaries and your upcoming thoughts on bringing the new ideas through this film industry?
Thank you so much for asking, and thank you to you also for inviting my film to screen in Aurangabad. So, uh, Yeah, I mean, I made only two documentaries, but actually that traveled to lot many film festivals. Both of them, I mean, got very good discussions. It created some kind of discussion. I made my first movie. It took 5 years to complete my first movie. I started in 2015 and ended in 2020. That was about a movement, Pimple movement. That's a women's unity movement that happened in Munnar tea estate. So it's about a movement. It's about a land struggle. So first movie, Manna means land. So my first movie was about land struggle, and still that issue is very prominent. It has different aspects of caste and socio political elements and political economy. Many things were discussed in that film. And second film is a very the name of the film is very big, like Beyond Hatred and Power. We keep singing. That is a name, and that based on Maya Angelou's poem "Still I Rise." So everyone knows Maya Angelou. So it's an adaptation, or I mean influence. I mean based on that poem only. It's a poetry illustration kind of documentary film. I'm majorly into documentary films, not into fiction films. It doesn't mean that I will not be going to do any fiction films. So far, I didn't any fiction films because documentaries also have a I mean important space. I hope important role to because we have number whenever we are discussing about films and all, we were less discussed about the documentaries, but documentaries are making because even if it is screened for a very less number of audience, like maybe 20 people or 30 people may be watching in a show, but at the same time the 30 people or 20 people who are in the audience, the impact of an documentary is many far on the higher, like if you compare a fiction film, I hope, because it's a reality. People are really speaking. It's not like a fiction kind of thing. Someone is thinking and bringing. It's not like that. So there are real life moments, and so documentaries can directly impact people. And if you speak about the social change or social awareness, that was also, I mean, one point of discussion in the topic, I hope. So if you speak about the films can bring social change or social this thing, I don't think a single film can change, but a movement can bring some changes. So we can witness that in Tamil Nadu. We can witness that it's now in the whole South Indian industry, if you speak about. But at the same time, I compare documentaries can bring more social impact than fiction film, because documentary speaks little more directly with the can interact directly with the people. But the saddest part is in India we don't have a system of releasing documentaries in theaters, releasing or discussing documentaries. Always our discussions are mainly for the fiction films and all. But we should, I mean, there must be some options for screen documentaries also. Yeah.
Right, sir. Now there are various options of OTT and various this social media is creating space for such type of documentaries as well as the small shows that can be shown in the on these OTT platforms. So basically, there must be very challenges in bringing these documentaries or bringing the story into the film. So, what are the major challenges that normally you are facing when you are bringing in a documentary or bringing in a film? What are your challenges? And basically, considering the challenges and efforts that you people are putting in bringing these documentaries, what are your expectations from the audience, from the people, or from the general mass, please?
Yeah. If you speak about the options of OTT and all, uh, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you compare 10 years back, there was no such, mostly 10 years or 15 years back, we don't have a system of releasing it in OTTs and all. So now it's an option, but at the same time, which kind of films? Because OTT platforms are major OTT platforms, not the small OTT platforms or regional OTT platforms I am speaking about, but majorly the OTT platforms are handled by the big corporates. So it's basically they are also I mean, mainly the business is like what kind of business this can bring to the market. So again, the business aspect is the this thing. So that is why mostly the importance. I mean, so whether if you speak about whether a strong political movie can release in OTT, I will say it is very difficult. I will not say it is not possible. It is possible, but it is very difficult. It is very difficult because the kind of criticism, so the kind of, because documentaries and all, it speaks many real kind of thing. So when you stand for the reality, you stand for the social cause and social change, if it is not I mean, bringing business, and like I have my film has released in OTT platform because it created a large discussion. That is why I was able to find out an OTT platform. But many of my friends, my fellow filmmakers, they were unable to bring their films into OTT platforms because the reason is these films are not. They are thinking either it has to create a large discussion. What my film, because it speaks about a very large movement. It was as a very socio-political. No. Background is very dominant background was there. But at the same time, very small movies are happening. So such kind of films are not getting many number of OTT platforms. So such options are very less, and these are not creating any revenue. Also, if you release it in YouTube or somewhere, people will go and watch it. Can bring such kind of thing, but at the same time, whether so I prefer always there must be screening venues for screening good films. There must be a network of people, network of audience, network of filmmakers. They can. It is very important bringing, and who are going to now we all know about the algorithm kind of thing, what YouTube algorithms or the Facebook algorithms, social media algorithms. So these algorithms are kind of loop. The kind of movies you search, again the same kind of movies will come, or the similar kind of songs or similar kind of movies will come. So the algorithm is kind of loop. So if you wanted to exit from the, if you need to exit from the algorithm, you have to go and watch it in the real space, like the direct screening spaces. So I think direct screening spaces are very important, and a collective screening is also important. Coming together and associating together and sitting together and watching movies is political activity. Whether it is an entertainment film, whether it doesn't matter that it is an entertainment film either, or a documentary film or a fiction film or non-fiction film, that is immaterial. uh, are the people are associating, sitting together, discussing many things. So this is very important. So I think okay, we have the social media, that's an option. We have an OTT platforms, that is an option. We have number of options. Let the options should be there. It is very important. It is very important, but at the same time, it is also important to have the screening venues. We have to have the screening venues. We have to have the screening options. We should bring a network of people, like the filmmakers, the audience. It that has to be created, and I think
Yeah.
that is very important.
Sir, one more thing. Basically, earlier people were, means majority of the people who were working in the film industries were basically from who are having the more capital and all. And people from marginalized section, they were not thinking that film industry can also be a part that they can enter and they can make their own thinking and all. Because of always it was told that film means a high budget, only high budget
Yes.
if you are having, then only you can make a film or you can bring a documentary. But now there is a change for the last 10-15 years, and people from marginalized sections are also entering into this industry, and they are creating a different sort of impact in our overall thinking within this social or this film industry. So, considering this slight impact or slight development in the film industry, how do you see the upcoming next 10-15 years change in the industry, or what? How do you see the future, upcoming future, as far as these South Indian films are considered?
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing because earlier it was the films was always was for a particular kind of people, maybe the upper caste community people, or with the hands of the people who are having the more capital. Even we were having actors from the, I mean, Dalit background or the marginalized background. Now you can find the actors, but whether the way they represented in the screen is very different. The a Dalit actor or an actor from the marginalized community were, I mean, placed in the films in just like the comedy roles, or the kind of roles were given, like, it's all already it's there. So they were not getting that prominence and lead role or lead actor role, like, kind of thing. Because so now that is the one thing I found after the social media changes and its OTT, and the now there are number of filmmakers coming from the, I mean different community backgrounds, like from the marginalized community background, from the Kyar community, from the Dalit, or from the different community people are joining to the films, and they are bringing their own voice, like film. And if you I mean, in the actor space, you are a tool for the filmmaker to speak their stories. But if you are a filmmaker, you are having a privilege of speaking your own stories. And then if a person from the marginalized community or a person from the Kyor community is having a very can bring a very different story than a person from, I mean, a different background can. So this is happening, and this is a good part. It is happening. I hope the other than all the market dominance, whether it is box office hit, and whether it is bringing box office hit, revenue, these things. Apart from all these discussions, different voices are happening. And now, if you speak about the South Indian film industry, especially, now we are discussing about South Indian industries, I mean, whether dominating the Bollywood industry. Now, I think Bollywood also started bringing such stories, because Bollywood needs, they need their market share, so they are now forced to bring the stories. And that is a success of Lapata stories. I mean, like, it discussed whether it is made by a big company or not. That is a American is the producer of that movie. But again, like, some small movies even hitting a large discussion is a very positive change. I think definitely Bollywood also will change, because South Indian films are bringing different kind of stories. I mean, social cause and marginalized this thing on, because so definitely Bollywood also need their market share or whatever it is. And I have a number of filmmakers from Northeast also. Northeast also bring very beautiful stories, very beautiful, very brilliant, very interesting stories. Northeast, I mean, filmmakers are bringing. And in Bollywood also, and not I'm not speaking about the Bollywood market, like from the Hindi, I mean, films also. I can see number of films from many different states, from the Delhi also, some number of films. UP also. Again, in earlier days in Uttar Pradesh, number of film we were having very talented actors from Uttar Pradesh. But when you speak about the UP, and especially the Uttar Pradesh films, its number of films are very less. But now, and you see the recent movements. I mean, in UP also, the political movements are happening. Last in the last election also, it is witnessed. I mean, I mean, the movements, the Ambedkarite movement, and all that. So, I mean, these stories are also, I mean, the people started speaking these stories, whether it is making a big market hit, or whether it is traveling to many different film festivals. That may not be happening now, but I think it will happen. And now the future of film is very different and very political, I hope. Because in I have a recent, I mean, opportunity to travel with my film to Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, I have seen number of films are happening from very small marginalized communities. Though Sri Lankan film industry is not that much large, not that much big. Mainly in Jaffna, I visited to Jaffna with my film. There was a, I mean, film festival in Jaffna. So in film festival Jaffna, number of films. I mean, the films were very small. Sri Lankan films, mostly Tamil films are releasing in Sri Lanka. A number of films releasing. So we were never heard about Sri Lankan film industry. But the kind of films they have screened from the Sri Lankan community people, like the Tamil community people or the marginalized community people, they are very bringing very beautiful films in the this thing. So similar things are happening in Nepal also. If you see Nepal also, in Bangladesh also, the neighboring countries also, they are bringing number of very good interesting stories, because the political it's film is for me, film is a socio-political media. It's a socio-political material. So film is very it can bring different voices. It can collab different voices together. So now many filmmakers are coming. That's very progressive and promising. So I hope the future of film is very good.
Right, sir. It was really nice talking to you regarding this overall development and this particular topic, why the South Indian movies are overtaking the Bollywood industry, and many people are taking interest. And I came to know from you that many means not only South India but North India people are also thinking it differently, and they are also jumping in this particular film industry market, and they are also basically raising their voice. So the voiceless people are now raising their voice. This is a really good thing, and many people are getting opportunity due to this to enter this particular film industry, and raise the voice of their own community, on the feeling of the society, the what is actually happening in the society, how the politics is working in the society, or how the social topics or social causes are taken into consideration. So there are different ways, and also with the entry of dynamic people and dynamic thinking and dynamic ideology, definitely the upcoming future of the Indian film industry will change, and let us hope so for that. Sir, thank you very much for joining today, and we will again invite you in future on different topics within your area, and hope that you will join us again, and you will guide our audience on other topic also. Thank you very much for joining. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulya, Jai Sardar, Jai Bharat, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Best.
Yeah. So it was Dr. Ramdas Kadavallur, sir, who had joined us, who is basically a film director, and he had joined us from Kerala. And he had given a very important information on particularly the what is happening basically in the South Indian films, and what are the initiatives, how they are taking the initiatives, and how they are fighting for their cause, and changing the overall thinking of the society. So this video will be there in this particular link. Yeah, we from MNT News Network, we request you all to kindly like, comment, and share this particular video, and share this information to the maximum people within your social media, so that this voice is passed on to all the people in the social media, and they also will come to know how or what are the challenges that these people are facing in bringing their voices through the help of documentaries or through the help of films. And there is a need by the common mass also in bringing or in bridging the gap between the filmmakers and the audience, basically, because documentaries are not screen to that extent. So there we have to bring a platform, or we have to bridge this gap by some means. Definitely, with this hope that you will minimize this gap, and you will be more associated with all the filmmakers, all the documentary makers who are giving their time, talent, and money in bringing these their documentaries, and they are they are raising basically the voice of the common man. So thank you very much for joining today, and we will again meet tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. with other topic. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Savidhan, Jai Bharat.